More than 10,000 signatures were submitted at Cleveland City Hall tonight, hoping to put an initiative on the upcoming November ballot that could enact a people's budget. Now, it would allow a citizens committee to decide how 2% of Cleveland's general budget should be spent.
Why do we spend all of this money to subsidize stadiums when we don't see any improvement in the community, and that the safest communities are the ones with the most resources?
Now, tonight's development is part of News 5's commitment to follow through on the stories that matter to our community. News 5 investigator Joe Paganakis has both sides of this heated and ongoing debate.
Your tax money should work for you. You should have a say for it.
The group People's Budget Cleveland once again on the steps of Cleveland City Hall after submitting this stack of 10,582 signatures, hoping to place its People's Budget proposal on this November's ballot, which, if approved, would allow a citizen steering committee to decide how up to 2% of the city's general fund budget, or roughly $14 million, should be spent, taking direct input from Cleveland residents.
Anybody in the city can come up with an idea for their neighborhood or for the entire city. We would have a steering committee of residents take those ideas.
People's Budget Cleveland believes its proposal will infuse more badly needed financial resources into Cleveland neighborhoods. It believes too many tax dollars are used on sports venues and downtown growth.
A lot of the focus on development in Cleveland is about trying to attract people who don't live here to come and spend their money here.
The group also believes a People's Budget would get more Clevelanders involved in the political and decision-making process.
2 of 3 Cleveland residents don't vote, and we think that we need to be creating new tools to get people to get more involved, and allowing them to make decisions that impact their lives matters.
I'm very concerned with this idea. I'm going to have to urge the public to vote no on this.
But Cleveland Council President Blaine Griffin and 12 of the 16 other council members are against the People's Budget proposal, saying the $14 million for a People's Budget would take funding from other important city needs.
This could be 125 police officers that we could possibly be funding. This is more money than the entire budget that we have for the entire city for street repair. This could possibly mean that we would have to lay off workers.
Griffin says he's concerned the People's Budget Committee wouldn't have enough accountability.
This has the potential to eliminate transparency. It has a lot of potential to be corrupt. This is an inexperienced, unaccountable, unelected body.
Still, People's Budget Cleveland believes the concept is working in other major cities.
In Seattle, Los Angeles, Grand Rapids, New York City.
And again, 5,907 signatures, or 10% of the Cleveland residents who voted in the last city general election, are needed to put the People's Budget on the ballot. The clerk of Cleveland City Council here at City Hall needs to validate those signatures by July 20th. You know, News 5 will continue to follow through on this developing story. I'm News 5 investigator Joe Paganakis.
Now let's review the People's Budget proposal. 10 Cleveland residents would make up the People's Budget Steering Committee. The mayor and Cleveland City Council would appoint 5 members apiece to that committee, and the committee would hold public meetings to get input from Cleveland residents. The money from Cleveland's general fund would be phased in, with it topping out at 2% by the 4th year.